Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 7 math. You can find all the lessons on aplusstudents.com. You have to log in there using your email address and password is provided by the administrator. Then you have to select math from the subject tab, scroll down to grade 7 math and then click on view all lessons. There you can find a list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter number 3. The lessons we're going to cover today are prime or composite, prime factorization, multiplicative inverse, divisibility rules. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important examples and definitions as well. Here I am on grade 7 math. We're going to start with the chapter number 3. Let's just start with the lesson that is prime or composite. So the first thing we're going to learn is what are the prime numbers and what are the composite numbers. So prime numbers are the numbers that have only two factors. Which two factors? One and the number itself. Prime numbers have only two factors. One and the number itself. For example, you have 3. So 3 has only two factors, 1 and 3. You do not have any other numbers that when multiplied makes 3, right? So 3 is the prime number. And then the composite numbers are the numbers that have more than two factors. For example, you have 9. 9 is a composite number. 3 times 3 is 9. 1 times 9 is 9. So see, 9 has more than two factors. So 9 is a composite number. Let's just start with the test questions. Is 5 a prime number or composite number? So which is the correct option? 5 is the prime number. How? Because 5 has only two factors. 1 times 5, 1, and the number itself. You do not have any other numbers that when multiplied makes 5, right? So 5 is a prime number. Option number 1 is the correct option. 5 is a prime number. Is 18 a prime or composite number? 18 is a composite number because 18 has more than two factors. For example, 2 times 9 is 18, 6 times 3 is 18, and 1 times 18 is 18. See, 18 has more than two factors, so 18 is a composite number. Option number 2 is the correct option. Is 10 a prime number or a composite number? So, which is the correct option? 10 is also a composite number. Very good. The correct option is composite. Is 3 a prime number or composite number? Prime number it is. 3 is a prime number. Is 19 a prime number or a composite number? Nineteen is a prime number. Option number 1 is the correct option. Prime number it is. Is 9 a prime number or a composite number? 9 is a composite number. Option 2 is the correct option. Is 15 a prime number or a composite number? 15 is a composite number. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is prime factorization. Write the prime factorization of 10. So what A prime factorization means you can write a number as a product of all the prime numbers. So the numbers you can write, they all must be the prime number. H- How do we find the prime factors? We divide the number by the prime factors until we have the quotient 1. For example, we have to write down the prime factors of 10. So the smallest prime number that can divide 10 is 2. So 10 divided by 2 is 5. Now divide this 5 by the smallest prime number. So the smallest prime number that can divide 5 is 5. 5 divided by 5 is 1. These are the two prime numbers. They are 2 times 5. So the prime factors of 10 are 2 times 5. Let's just start with the test questions. Write the prime factors of 4. So we have to write down the prime factors of 4. So start dividing the 4 by the smallest prime number. So the smallest prime number that can divide 4 is 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. Now again divide 2 divided by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. So the prime factors are 2 times 2. 2 times 2, you can write it as 2 square. That is 2 times 2, 2 square. Option number 1 is the correct option. Write the prime factorization of 12. Divide the 12 by the smallest prime number. So the smallest prime number that divides the 12 is 2. Twelve divided by 2 is 6. So 6 divided by 2, because 2 is the smallest prime number that can divide 6, that is 3. Now 3 divided by 3 is 1. So these are the prime factors. They are 3 times 2 times 2. So that is 3 times 2 exponent 2. So that is 3 times 2 square. Option number 1 is the correct option. What are the prime factorization of 10? So which is the correct option? That is 2 times 5, option number 2 is the correct option. The prime factor is of 10 are 2 times 5. What are the prime factorization of 15, 16? So which is the correct option? Divide 16 by the smallest prime number, right? So the smallest prime number that can divide 16 is 2. 16 divided by 2 is 8. Now divide 8 by the smallest prime number, that is 2. You have 4. Divide 4 by the smallest prime number, that is 2. And then divide 2 by the smallest prime number until we have 1. So the prime factors are 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. You can write it as 2 exponent 4. Option number 1 is the correct option. The correct option is option number 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. That is 2 exponent 4. What are the prime factorization of 6? That is 2 times 3 is 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is multiplicative inverse. What is the multiplicative inverse of 10 over 7? So to find the multiplicative inverse of a fraction, we have to switch the numerator and denominator, right? So the multiplicative inverse of 10 by 7 is 7 over 10. You just have to switch the numerator and denominator. Let's just start with the test questions. What is the multiplicative inverse of 7 over 9? So the multiplicative inverse of a fraction means you have to switch the numerator and denominator. So here you have 7 over 9. So the multiplicative inverse is 9 over 7. Option number 2 is the correct option. That is 9 by 7. The correct option is 9 by 7. Option number 2 is the correct option. What is the multiplicative inverse of 10 by 7? That is 7 over 10. Option number 2 is the correct option. The multiplicative inverse of 10 by 7 is 7 over 10. You have to switch numerator and denominator. What is the multiplicative inverse of 3 by 4? That is 4 over 3. Option number 1 is the correct option. What is the multiplicative inverse of 9 by 5? That is 5 over 9. Option number 2 is the correct option. You have to switch the numerator and denominator for the multiplicative inverse. What is the multiplicative inverse of 6 by 7? That is 7 over 6. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. Let me just move on to next lesson. The next lesson is divisibility rules. So let's just start with the lesson. So the first thing we have to see what is the divisibility rules. Basically, we don't have to divide the number. Like here you have a 7-digit number. If you divide this 7-digit number by 2, it takes time, right? So we have to apply some test. You can just check if that is divisible by 2, yes or no, right? So that is easy to check if it is divisible by 2. How do we check we have a divisibility test for 2? The divisibility rule for 2 is you have to see the one digit number 1. You have to see the ones digit number of a number. The ones digit of a number is 2. If the ones digit of the number is 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8, that means the number is divisible by 2. If the ones digit of the number is 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8, that means the number is divisible by 2. Let's just start with the test questions. Is the number divisible by 10? That is 8-digit number, right? If you are going to divide this number by 10, it takes 3 to 4 minutes, right? But if you simply apply the divisibility test, you can check if that is divisible by 10 quickly. For example, the divisibility test for the 10 is the ones digit must be 0. Any number that has the ones digit 0, that means the number is divisible by 10. So the ones digit is not 0, right? So that means that is not divisible by 10. The correct option is no. The divisibility test for the 10 is if the ones digit of a number is 0, that means the number is divisible by 10. The correct option is no, that is not divisible by 10. Is the number divisible by 2? So the divisibility test for 2 is the ones digit is either 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. If one digit is 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8, that means the number is divisible by 2. The divisibility, the ones digit is 2. Here the ones digit is 2. That means the number is divisible by 2. The correct option is yes. Is na is the number divisible by 5? So the divisibility test for 5 is either the ones digit is 0 or 5. If the ones digit is 0 or 5, that means the number is divisible by 5. So here the ones digit is 0. Option number 1 is the correct option. So the ones digit is 0, that means the number is divisible by 5. Which digit makes the statement true? 105213. The number is divisible by 2. So which digit is the ones digit? You are given the options 5, 3, 2, and 9. So which is the correct option? The missing number is 2 because the number is divisible by 2. So the number must be the ones digit must be 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8. But here out of 0, 2, 4, 6, and 8 we are given with 2 only. So that means the ones digit must be 2. The correct option is 2. Option number 3 is the correct option. Select all the digits that make the statement true. The number is divisible by 5. So which number is the ones digit? The ones digit is either 0 and 5. If the number is divisible by 5, the ones digit is either 0 and 5. Option number 1 is the correct option. Is the number divisible by 10, which is the correct option, yes or no? The correct option is no, the number is not divisible by 10. If the ones digit is 0, that means the number is divisible by 10. Is the number divisible by 5? The correct option is no. The number is not divisible by 5. Because if the number is divisible by 5, the ones digit must be 0 or 5, right? Okay, we are done with the lesson. So we were working on grade 7 math. The chapter we're working on is number theory. The lessons we have covered today are prime and composite numbers, prime factorization, multiplicative inverse, and divisibility rules. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lesson, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write down the questions in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. So you can please ask questions if you have any. Any questions? Oh, for today, see you in our next session. Bye, everyone.